BBC presenter Nihal Arthanayake has slammed the corporation over a lack of diversity in a passionate social media post. BBC presenter Nihal Arthanayake has openly criticized the corporation for its lack of diversity in a candid Instagram post. The 54-year-old, who plans to leave his role in September, expressed frustration that despite raising concerns about the scarcity of Black and Asian staff at BBC North nearly 2 years ago, nothing seems to have improved. In a video shared with his followers, he spoke from his car. "Today I walked into the BBC building in Salford and I was struck yet again. Not for the first time. Just how few Black and Asian people work in that building, and one thing people have to understand is when you walk into an environment where you just don't see anybody that looks like you. That has an effect, and since I called them out on it well over a year and a half ago, it seems like ain't a damn thing changed." He added a caption to his post, reflecting on his previous attempts to highlight the issue. "I remember calling out BBC North on the lack of diversity in the building I worked in. I remember speaking to some of the Black and Asian people who worked there, and I kept hearing how isolating it was for them, not all obviously. It just struck me again today. It also reminded why I will be leaving in September. Have pondered whether to press share on this, but as I am leaving anyway." Express Online reached out for comment, and a spokesperson for the BBC told us, "We're sorry if anyone feels this way, as creating an inclusive culture where everyone feels they belong is a big priority for us, and we know we have further to go. Whilst we're proud of the diversity of the BBC, we remain committed to continuing to build a workforce that fully reflects and represents the whole of the UK." The broadcaster also noted that they experienced growth in its diversity, with 17.2% of all employees coming from Black, Asian, and minority ethnic backgrounds last year. The BBC is focused on attaining its target of 20% representation by next March. They also said, "We are proud of our diversity staff networks, which play an important role supporting colleagues and strengthening inclusion within the organisation." In the comments section, support poured in for the presenter, with one fan asserting, "100% agree, seeing is believing." They added insight into organisational culture. "If organisations took the time to create environments where everyone felt welcome and could bring their true selves, you'd wonder what amazing things they could achieve." Another commenter highlighted issues of diversity and leadership. "Diversity and inclusion isn't something we should need to fight for. But yet here we are, bored of telling the white man at the top." In a career update, Nihal announced his departure from his daytime show on BBC Radio 5 Live in May 2024. His journey with the BBC began in 2002 as a co-host on BBC Radio 1's Asian Beats show. Progressing through different roles, he became a weekend breakfast host in 2007 and eventually moved to an afternoon slot the following year. Nihal first took the helm of BBC Radio 1's Review with Nihal in 2009, while concurrently hosting shows on the Asian network from 2007. He departed BBC Radio 1 in 2014 and, from 2016, began to establish a successful career in radio by leading discussion shows and panels. The presenter then moved to 5 Live in 2016, taking charge of the afternoon slot that aired from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m., Monday to Thursday.